half guard. Two major types we're going to look at. One when he's gripped a bit higher like this, okay, and one when he's pushed more on my knee like this, okay. So basically, is the elbow like open where I can get access to the elbow, right, or is the elbow kind of inaccessible to actually get some rotation where I'm going to have to access the shoulder, okay. We'll set it up, even when I do it in half guard, usually actually, like I'm just using the foot to like get some connection, but I usually actually eventually want my foot outside anyway, okay. This is going to make it much more difficult to counter by using a duck under, okay. Obviously when I eventually swing my leg over to go for the Choi bar, there's a good chance that he cuts around this corner, okay. And by if you can have your foot up blocking their hip here, right, when he tries to duck under now, you'll find that very difficult, okay. So I kind of need this leg in good position. There's a big battle. If he's pinned my leg, just use your hand even. If that's on the ground, I'm pretty wary about going for a Choi bar, right? Because I know as soon as my leg swings over that he's got a chance to counter it. I would have to have something, it'd have to be like first that this leg's now like dealing with it and able to like free my left foot and get it in front of the hip. Once it's in front of the hip, it's hard for them to pop around. So just keep that in mind, that your leg here is very important to not get countered when you go for the Choi bar, okay. All right, so we'll start actually with our foot across the hip here. Ideally, whilst they're trying, we kind of want them to think about passing. So you need to let them get in enough that they're going to get some sort of grip, reaching towards your head or reaching towards your knee here like this. Okay. My top leg, ideally, is going to be pummeled into the armpit like this, right? So for the elbow level one, which is probably ideal, he's pushed my elbow. I want to scoop my hands just above the line of the elbow and have my elbow at his wrist line. Right. By using this, by rotating and facing my shoulder, I start facing the roof, I flare my elbow, lifting his wrist up and pushing his elbow down. The main thing I'm trying to do here is make it so when he tries to posture out of this, he can't. Because of this, basically by applying like a Kimura pressure, you see that breaks his posture and he can't posture up. Okay. If I go too high and try to do this, he can still turn his elbow out and he'll suck free. Okay. So when they push low on your knee, you want to capture here. The other thing I'm trying to do is actually pull towards me a bit as well, like this. Okay. It's almost like I've created a little hook. I'm cross-faced, I'm pushing his wrist forward and his elbow back. So when he tries to pull away, it's kind of locking in like this as well. Okay. But with this is the action. So my shoulder kind of comes forward. I'm lifting. Aaron tries to pull away from this and he tries to circle his hand out. I actually want to make it very difficult for him to change from my, see how it's tucked in my elbow? I don't want him to be able to put that up at my shoulder. Here he can again start to turn out of the grip. So I keep my shoulder forward. So he tries to put that up towards my neck. That's difficult. Okay. So the pressure here is very important. Right. So again, Aaron's going to pass. I'm pummeling my top leg. Okay. I try to rotate the shoulder here. Right. Once I know I've got his arm and his posture broken to some degree, then I need to make his head move away a little bit to get access. I basically want to have my leg chop and take control of his posture. So my right leg wants to go here and pull his shoulder down towards the ground. Okay. So sometimes first, he's like take your head that way. Let's say he's here. Okay, I don't have access to, like if I try and do that, it's going to be a bad move to work towards. So I've got to try and get his head away first. If I can't, if my arms can't do it, I'll try to chop his head away to get access to that shoulder. Okay. Sometimes that can be by using your shin. Sometimes you chop over the top. Now I've got access. I'm going to chop in. Okay. Next most common mistake at this point, really common actually, is I don't want to thread this through too early. Again, his way out is like this. Okay, if he can turn out this way, he starts to suck his arm free, and he'll get out of this point. Okay, just turn. So, as I go over, if I try to roll my hips over to go like belly down, I will also unwind I'm trying to do this, but when I roll my hips over, you'll see I'm doing the opposite. Okay, so this is his chance to pull free. Yeah. So instead of going straight over and trying to face the ground and allowing their arm to turn, I want to go over and chop, actually push pull. My leg goes forward, left leg, right leg back. Okay, like this. Okay. So you see I can still keep the pressure here, and I've broken his posture well. At that point, I can start trying to change my grips. I can pressure here, and then I'm going to kick my right leg deeper later on. Okay, so once I've broken his posture down, he's going to have a harder time turning that arm out. I can now kick through and finish the armbar. Okay, so that's the elbow level one. Okay, we go here, I'm pummeling my legs, I see a chance, I get this. Okay, I'm going to go over, try to break his posture with my legs, push pull. Okay, then once his posture's broken, I can now start pointing my knee in, back heeling, and finish. If Aaron's reached towards my shoulder, up here, okay, we're no longer able to rotate the shoulder like a Kimura anymore. The pressure I want now is I want to get his shoulder forward of his hand. Okay, so if Aaron posture and pull away here, easy to do. Okay, if I can actually turn more towards north-south, pull his shoulder forward of his hand. Okay, he tries to posture now. Okay, that's what I'm trying to do. Head in. Head here, he's going to pull away. Right. Head in and keep his shoulder forward of his hand. You can see that's blocking his ability to posture. I've still got my leg here. Okay, and then from this position, same thing. I replace my hands with my leg. Okay. I can turn in to get the finish. Okay. So two different ways of getting the Choi bar depending where their hand is. Preferably, this is the better one. Like if I can get the shoulder rotation, this is ideal. We can finish. If he goes higher, okay, I can go up to the deeper on the shoulder with my grip. Okay, straightening my arms and pushing, basically trying to push his head lower than my hips as I do this one. You gotta watch out, they're gonna try and run around. Okay, he's gonna try and, so I've gotta be ready to like block that until I can chop the armpit. When you go for the armbar, don't go, if you try and pull straight, he's gonna turn out of that. Yep. Okay, so if it's a little bit bent, I would be pulling like that as I finish the armbar. Okay, countering his rotation. Lastly, just because we're covering the armbar this week, if you do land in that belly down armbar position and sometimes you get here, they grab their own leg or whatever. Just a little talk about how to finish this. So this is definitely where I want to get my right leg deeper if possible. All right. First though, again, I'm going to run into the same problem. When I go deep with this leg, he can posture up because I'm no longer pulling his shoulder down. So if I can, I'll try and put my left foot behind his head. All right, so he's holding on. I'm chopping here. I'm going to try and take my left leg out, keep his posture broken with that. Now, I can start going deep with this right leg. Okay, and I can now start looking to grab his leg, and I want to just flip him over if possible. So, here, I've chopped in, I try and put my foot on the head. Now that our foot's on the head, he can't posture. Start looking for this, putting a very deep hook with my right leg, here like this, okay. And then if you need a lot of power, you kind of step on the mat with your left foot now and kick up to like generate some power to kick them over. Okay, so that leg will come off the head and step back on the mat. Bring them over, pull the foot up, just roll back again. So stepping and kicking like this as you pull, right? You see that's got a lot of power to take them over. Go back. Sometimes you can keep the foot on the head, but that won't always work. If they're resisting that a lot, then you might be able to change down towards the wrist, push the leg, and try to just open the grip here. Okay. You probably won't be able to like just extend through, or at least I find that way too much energy. Right, so I'll try for this first. Okay, if that's not working, I push the knee and I extend here. Right, that tends to break the grip. We can finish the armbar. All right, practice the Choi bar. Let's go.
Just a quick plug, you can check out my website submeta.io where I have over 150 courses, including 2 courses on the Choi bar if you want to learn more about this move.